Hello, I'm a Pickaxe and I've made no secret of the fact that I would like the next big Minecraft update to be focused around caves or mining in some way. However, a lot of people respond to this in quite negative ways, saying, no, we don't need a cave update. In fact, if we were going to have a cave update, what would even be in it? And a lot of people say, you don't even have any ideas about what would be in the cave update, and that's where today's video comes in, because rather than just saying, oh no, I can come up with an idea or two, I figured why not prove these people wrong in the biggest way possible. Here are 35 separate, I think, pretty good ideas for the cave update, 35 things they could change to make Minecraft mining, to make the Minecraft underground a significantly better and more interesting place. And in today's video, I'm going to be walking through them one by one and showing you a little glimpse into how Minecraft could be if we had the absolute dream of a cave update. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoy this video, but let's dive straight into it, talking about the first idea, because I would love to see cave biomes. I think it's kind of silly, in fact, that we have Minecraft biomes, so many of them. In fact, we've updated Minecraft biomes so many times, but we don't have cave biomes. We don't have any system where different Minecraft blocks could spawn more frequently in different underground places than in others. Instead, there's just one huge sprawling underground, which means no matter where you go underneath the ground, it's going to be exactly the same. If we had, cave biomes, if we had underground biomes, it would be so much more interesting, especially if they didn't correspond to the above ground necessarily. So you could go below the ground and you could find a cave biome that you like, or you could find one you don't like. If you wanted to find granite, for instance, you could find a cave biome which is filled with lots of granite, or if you really don't want to find those, you could go to a different biome, although that would be taking the block for granite, but you get the point here. We need to have cave biomes of some form. What we also need to have is, in my opinion, some form of underground city, some form of life underground. I would say just an underground village would be such a cool one, because we just had an update that added, 5 types of villagers, plus the other type of village, plus the 2 types of villagers. So we have all these new villagers in the Village and Pillage update. Wouldn't it be cool to link the 2 updates together by making the next update have an underground village, or even better than that, underground cities? So I would like it if these were populated, but even unpopulated underground cities could be really interesting things to explore. You could add whatever kind of depth you wanted into there. Maybe that's where you could find these fletching tables and blacksmith tables and some extra uses for them. You could do any sort of variety of things with an underground city, and the number of people who have made different underground city builds, the number of different mods that have added underground cities tells me that a lot of people have had this idea, and a lot of people would love this just as much as me. Speaking of things that I think people would love just as much as me, I think people would love new pickaxe varieties. Like how there are crossbows and regular bows, we added a new type of bow. Like how there are tridents and regular swords, we added a brand new type of sword. Maybe we need to add a new form of pickaxe, and to give a few ideas how you can make it different, like a brand new variety, we can make a pickaxe which requires charging. So, the pickaxe has less durability than diamond, let's say, but in exchange you can charge the pickaxe up, and then when you charge it, it goes like powering forward. You could have a pickaxe that you could throw at things. You could have any form of number of pickaxe kind of improvements, and I would love to see a brand new variety, maybe make it found in those underground cities or using those brand new cave biomes. See, linking the ideas together when we've already at number 3. Number 4, by the way, would be Hardened Stone. I would love to see a brand new block which makes the deeper underground different to the shallow underground. Right now, we have 64 blocks, sometimes more in extreme hills, but we have 64 blocks roughly of underground area, but it's all the same. It's all just the same stone block. I would love to see a hardened stone that you could find. Again, the deeper you go, the more likely you are to find it. We could say, just come up with something on the spot. It takes 3 times as long to mine, but it drops 2 stone, so it's got those kind of trade-offs, and in exchange, maybe it spawns near some caves. It'd be cool to see different types of stone with different meanings, and maybe tie that into the cave biomes, and that'd be great. Also, this could be one of the things that like one of those super pickaxes does from before, because I'd really love to see that brand new pickaxe variety able to mine this hardened stone much better. So there you go, there's an easy idea. Have a brand new type of stone that's easier mined by a different type of pickaxe, or we could even just use it because it gives better uses to the enchantments we have right now, because right now you can mine stone so fast if you have a efficiency pickaxe with a beacon. It'd be nice to have a real challenge there with some reward at the end of that challenge. Speaking of reward of challenge, I'd like to see a new cave dwelling mob, and although I could come up with one on the spot, why not just give us the mob they've already showed us? They designed it, they came up with a purpose for it at Minecon Earth 2 years ago. At that Minecon, people voted on the Phantom because people shouldn't be trusted with democracy. I mean, it's just fact. Like, when it comes to the Minecraft community, we can't do democracy right, hashtag we should have voted for Savannah. But no, yeah, you get the point. They're like, yeah, we obviously, didn't pick the cave monster, but they designed it. Why not add it to the game? It'd be a fun thing. It eats your pickaxe and then takes away the enchantments. That'd be a goofy concept. Like, oh no, you might lose your super pickaxe. Or maybe this could be a part of how you get the super pickaxe. I would love to see a mob which is exclusive to caves, not to dark areas, to caves. Can only spawn below the ground. Kind of like how slimes were meant to be kind of limited that way, and then they were taken out of it. it, I would like to see an actual proper cave-only mob. And on the same level, I would like to see gold ore in the Nether. This is an easy one. You know, all these ideas are like, oh, those are big ideas, Toycat. Gold ore in the Nether, literally just hit a button, or realistically, alter the generation. They've said before they want to add gold ore to the Nether, and I don't care if they add like Nether-based gold ore, if it's just literally gold ore. I would like to see reasons to mine in the Nether, so we have more places to actually mine. Because who goes mining in the Nether? I don't go mining in the Nether. You don't go mining in the Nether. Maybe we could change that with a simple update like that. Speaking of simple updates, I would like to see an underground-only food as well, because again, right now, when you go underground, you can kill zombies and eat rotten flesh, but it'd be nice to have cave potatoes or something which spawn fairly rarely, and then maybe they could have some use for underground, like, I don't know, they come with night vision for 10 seconds by default, or, you know, something like that. I would like to see some underground-only food with some underground-only use, or even if it doesn't have the underground-only use, I'd love to see it regardless. I'd also like to see new pickaxe enchantments, because right now we only have 4 of them, for the most part, obviously, besides mending and unbreaking, which are on everything. I would love to see new pickaxe enchantments to make mining a bit more interesting and complex. Maybe we could have a pickaxe enchantment which instant mines stone, but can't mine ores and can't mine dirt. Can't mine anything but stone, but mines stone much better. You know, you could call it stone touch, or you could call it like stone only. The equivalent of smite for swords is way better at killing undead monsters than anything else. What about an enchantment that makes your pickaxe way better with stone, but makes it awful, or just not even work for everything else? That would be really fun. That would be kind of cool. What if we had an enchantment that broke 2 blocks at once? It broke the block that you were trying to break, and then it also broke the block underneath it. Obviously, this could be as a replacement for efficiency, so there could be some trade-offs. That would be really cool. There are so many pickaxe enchantments ideas which come to my head immediately, and if we could just use any one of them, maybe explosive touch, like 1 in every 10 times you mine a block, it creates an explosion, one which isn't big enough to hurt you, but which could do some damage underground. I love the idea of having new pickaxe enchantments. Why have we not had a single one since 2011 when the pickaxe system came up? I'm just saying, seems like we need to fix that. Speaking of things we need to fix, cave update. You know how you can make a cave update cool? Adding nether caves, because adding caves to the end, I can see why you wouldn't necessarily want to do that, but the nether kind of has its own form of caves right now, but they're not very interesting. There's no reason to go into them. Add a cave update where you need to go to the nether. You need to go down below, because if you don't know, below the lava layer in the nether, which is kind of like the water layer in the overworld, there are caves down there, but you never go down there, and you would never want to unless you accidentally spawn down there. Maybe it'd be cool if there was a reason to go into the nether caves. That's all I'm saying here. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of things I'm just saying, something that would make me explode with happiness is if we had a cave-only variant of the creeper. Because the creeper right now actually isn't very effective in caves, because stone is very, explosion resistant. What if we had a version of the creeper which could only blow up stone? Or maybe it's just like a super creeper. It only spawns in caves. It's more dangerous, and it can blow up a lot of stone. So it's both more dangerous and more useful if you can harness its power. Maybe it drops more gunpowder too. I would love to see a cave-only creeper, because the creeper is mostly terrifying in the overworld, because, oh no, you find a creeper in the overworld and he might blow up your house. What if there was a real problem with, like, oh no, find a creeper in the caves, he is going to be way more dangerous, but he also might be useful to you if you're trying to mine. I think that'd be kind of fun. Cave-only creepers, make him grey colored, and boom, we've got a really great idea. Yeah, you get that? Boom, great idea. You love that, don't you? But speaking of things that you love, I would love to see a new ore for making very durable, but not that great items. So yeah, a lot of people think like, oh yeah, you want to add a new ore to the underground? Well, what would that new ore do? And obviously, some people say cobalt, some people say tin, some people say copper. I would say, whatever you need to make it, we need to have a brand new ore, I would say, for everything. So a brand new chest plate, a brand new pickaxe, a brand new sword. That'd be a cool new update. And make the ore make durable but not great items. So you could, for instance, make it like reverse gold. So you've got a brand new class of armor and weapons. Let's just call it mithril for now, because I love RuneScape. So, you've got mithril armor, and that mithril is way better. It lasts for way longer, but it's not quite as good as diamond. In fact, it's not even quite as good as iron. It's kind of super long lasting, but not very effective. It could be the kind of thing for the sort of person who wants super durable, long lasting armor when you're going on a big trick. Maybe instead of having double as long double as high durability, make it quadruple. Whatever you need to do to make a new class of armor, but not make it better than diamond, not power creep, make it different to diamond. I would also say Mithril's famous both in RuneScape and in, I think, in the real world lore. I think it's a Lord of the Rings thing, I'm not too sure. But Mithril is famous for being very lightweight. Wouldn't it be cool if we had a pair of Mithril boots? Maybe just make that the only thing, and those Mithril boots allow you to run like 5% faster, or maybe they allow you to lose hunger like 5% less. Like adding small cool effects like that, I think would allow people to actually consider what they're going to wear, rather than being like, oh, what armor do you have? Oh, diamond armor, and if I've gone to enchantment stage yet, then diamond armor protection 5. I would like to see an actual decision made between stuff, and that would kind of tie into the caves and combat update. See, look at this. I've got combat ideas mixed with my cave ideas. You're welcome, game. Also, I would like to see nether textured ores. So, for instance, rare emerald ores in the nether. I would like for there to be a 1 in a million chance, because there's no biomes in the nether. Make it just as rare as emerald ore is in the overworld, or maybe even rarer. Just tiny chances you might find emerald ore in the nether. Don't make it a big enough thing that you go out of your way to do it, but I'd like to see this very rare, strange event that doesn't really mean too much, and maybe even give it more emeralds. But I would love to see emerald ore in the nether that is just super rare, because we need more rare occurrences in Minecraft, I would say. I like rare occurrences, especially if they're not forced on you. Like if it's just like, oh yeah, that's a thing you can choose to find. I'd love that a lot, but not as much as I love. I mean, well, like carrot cake and Five Guys and many other things actually. You know, if I'm being truthful, there's lots of things I love more than rare occurrences. But something that I love even more than that is the fact that we should have a bigger underground, a deeper underground. So perhaps here's an idea: make it so the depth of the underground goes to -64, but only sometimes. Make it so there is a chance to get below the layer of bedrock, but instead of making it a big layer of bedrock, there could be hardened stone or obsidian, or just small little gaps between the bedrock that you could climb between. I would love to see some deeper cave system that isn't all the time, it's just some of the time, because right now the Minecraft world, once you get to 0, it's just flat bedrock all the way down. I mean, I can't say that's not realistic, because in Minecraft the world is flat. I'm just saying, world is flat, we've got Minecraft proof for it. But yeah, obviously the Minecraft world is flat, so the surface should be flat too. But it'd be cool if there were some pockets where you could find these deeper cave sections, and in those deeper cave sections, maybe there's more diamonds, maybe there's more, abandoned mine shafts, maybe there are some things you can only find there. That would be cool. Make it so people who like mining, because that was the thing that got me into Minecraft all those years ago, and that has been updated pretty much 0 times since then. If we had an update that made it go deeper, that would be fun. Maybe even go deeper than -64. But yeah, I would like to see deeper caves if possible, and that's one of the easiest workarounds I can come up with. I'm sure there's a billion others. They're the developers, not me. I'm just letting you know what I think. Like how I'd also like to see underground NPC villages. So again, even if we don't have the underground city idea, even if we say it's too big for a structure, it'll be a whole nother woodland mansion where it just causes issues. Okay, what if we just have underground NPC villages? If a villager is born below Y40, let's just say that the gold layer, then it could be an undead villager, or like a kind of buried villager, like they look like they're spooky monster NPC villagers. I would love to see villagers that are down there that could have their own sets of looks and their own sets of trades potentially. Maybe they could even offer you a cave map, and that map could show you where the nearest ores are. It'd be cool to see something like that in the game. Speaking of things that'd be cool to see down below the ground, rare buried treasure is something that I'm still surprised we just don't have. Why not make it 1 in every 1,000,000 blocks, 1 in every 100 chunks or something, that you'll just find a random chest down there in the ground somewhere, and that random chest can contain all sorts of random loots, or maybe ores, or maybe just bits of armor, or even just odd bits like torches and stuff. Yeah, because it makes sense that like, oh yeah, we have all these different structures. The easiest one to add is just a single floating chest. That's what we did inside the updated Aquatic for the surface layers. It's actually quite fun. Sometimes you're just looking around, you randomly find a chest. It's a really cool feeling. What if we had rare buried treasure that you could just find randomly? Maybe those underground NPC villages could sell you a cave map to find those buried treasures. I just think that if it can work for the update Aquatic, it can work for the update Cave Aquatic, which is the new name for this update I've just decided on the spot. Speaking of things I've just decided on the spot, I would like to see more dungeon types, I think, because we have 3 dungeon types right now. We have 5x5, 5x7, and 7x7. Obviously, you can get spider, you can get zombie, you can get skeleton, but basically, we have 3 sizes of dungeon. Why not have more? Why not have 5x9? Or, we can come up with different types of dungeon sizes types, varieties. Why don't we? I mean, like the dungeon, by dungeon I mean the mossy cobblestone thing, the monster spawner inside, of course. It was kind of created a very long time ago, like 9 years ago, and we haven't really changed it since, besides very minor improvements to the chest. Why not make it so we can have stray spawners and husk spawners? Why not make it so any, you know, maybe, why not even pillager spawners or something? Like, there's a whole bunch of cool ideas, I think, where you could have them spawn, but even if we ignore the new spawner types, make them bigger, make them contain more loot sometimes, less loot other times, and yeah, I would also like to see something that can point you in their direction, perhaps even an ore that gives you XP when mined. So here's another ore idea. It's just an XP ore, but the XP ore only generates near dungeons, because think about it, dungeons are a big source of XP. That monster spawner gives you a bunch, every mob you kill gives you a bunch, so there's going to be a lot of XP leaking out into the soil. I mean, it's Minecraft. The logic doesn't need to make sense if you don't agree with that, but if there's lots of XP leaking out of that, then maybe there's an XP ore where it all collects into one place. When you mine that XP ore, you get a bunch of XP, and you know you're near a dungeon. Boom! More dungeon types and sizes, a way to find dungeons. We've got an amazing amount of content you're going to want to go below ground, and you're going to want to find, because right now, there's no real reasons to go below ground, because we need a cave update. So, to retain composure for a little bit, why don't we also update Strongholds? Strongholds right now, again, basically the same since like 2011, I want to say. Why not add new types of rooms to the Strongholds? You have to go to the Stronghold in every single Minecraft run. Why not make them more varied than the thing they are right now? They're just copy-paste structure, 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 structure. We've made Woodland Mansions really interesting. We've made a whole bunch of interesting different structures. Why not update the Stronghold, hashtag make a cave update, and fix all of the stuff that was made in 2011 and doesn't hold up to the rest of the game and isn't actually worth exploring because you understand it within the first 5 minutes? I'm just saying, easy thing to do. That's all I'm saying here. And man, this list is exhausting. But yeah, I really care about every feature on this list, and I think a lot of you, even if you're not the most cave updated mind person, by now you should be like, oh, actually, some of these ideas aren't that bad. And again, bear in mind, this was just like an hour or so of brainstorming, like, oh yeah, this would actually improve gameplay. This would be more fun. This would just sound cool even in some cases. Like, why not have stalactites and stalagmites? Like, they'd be cool, right? You'd look at them, you'd be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe you can mine them and you get some stone. Like how we have dead bushes. They don't do something, but they allow you to decorate the environment. Why not have stalactites and stalagmites? I forget which one's which all the time, but like, why not have them? You can mine them with silk touch, and now you can make cool caves. Get them in creative, now you can do more stuff. It would just be a fun little variant to the game. I don't think they fit Minecraft necessarily, but you know, I'm sure they could make that work. And even if they can't make it work, maybe they could make Nether Ravines or Nether Mineshafts work. So we know that the villagers, the wandering villagers, have been to the Nether before. They sell you glowstone, which means they've been to the Nether, or they've traded with someone who has. Someone is in the Nether before you, and why not have them make their own mineshafts? It would add a lot of depth to the lore if we had mineshafts, or some equivalent, you know, just adding an overworld structure to the Nether isn't actually that interesting, but what would be kind of cool is if we had a Nether equivalent to the abandoned mineshaft. Heck yeah, let's do that, let's work it out. Maybe it can explain why the Nether sucks so much today, because I love the implications of Minecraft lore. Why don't we have fiery mineshafts and caves? We need to have that. And I guess the opposite of fiery mineshafts and caves would be watery caves, right? Why don't we have very wet caves? Because you know what I think sometimes? I think that mining in the current update doesn't get me wet enough. I think that's something we need to fix, and therefore we need to have underwater mining actually be worthwhile, actually be worth the extra effort you go through. Make underwater caves have some prismarine in them. Oh, now you've got a reason to go mine the prismarine around your world. Make underwater caves have more ores potentially, or you know, different types of some ores, more types of others. But I think the simplest idea is just, oh yeah, have some prismarine, have some sea lanterns, have fun ideas like that. Why not? It's simple, it's easy, and it's a great idea. I also think that soft stone would be a good idea, because we could have a brand new type of stone to make the underground less boring. Like, oh, it mines a bit faster, or it mines with a shovel, maybe. You know, like, it doesn't matter how we do it, but having a softer type of stone to make it so that, oh, there's stone varieties. We have, you know, surface level caves are different to the caves found near bedrock. That'd be kind of fun too. Like, we could have different types of stone with different levels of hardness. I think soft medium, like we have now, and hard is simple enough, but we could have a whole spectrum of stone. We could make stone, yeah, its whole own individual thing where it goes from soft to hard to everything else in between, but I would love to see some varieties of stone, and soft stone is the easiest type to add because it just makes the game easier and more fun for people mining at the surface. Also, I'd like to see for people at the surface, above ground markers to indicate diamonds. I'll admit I actually heard this idea from my friend Vazky. He makes the Quark mod, and because of that, he was like, oh yeah, we have a thing where sometimes you can find a ring of flowers, and if you dig down from there, you might find, a chest below the ground. What if we had either that, so you could have a ring of flowers on the surface to indicate that there's a chest down below, or you could just make it so, if you mine down from the ring of flowers, there's 5 times as many diamonds in that chunk. If you mine around the area of the flowers, you're gonna find some diamonds. Would be really cool. Would give you a reason to be like, oh, I'm above the ground, let's go below ground later, rather than I'm above ground, thank God I don't have to mine anymore because it's so dull and repetitive. That's not what we want. We want mining to be an integral part of the game, in my opinion, and another way we could do that is by making pulleys. So minecarts right now have to go up and down via minecart rails, or just rails if you want to be simple, and it'd be cool if we had pulleys, like vertical levers, so you could bring minecarts up and down, or you could bring minecarts with chests, because personally when I'm mining, I don't want to go all the way to the surface. It'd be cool to have a pulley system. Also, builders would love it, so builders plus cave miners plus, people who like doing minecart stuff, it sounds like the dream in my opinion. Also, what sounds like the dream is cave grass. I'd like to see some form of cave grass. It's easy. There's no more elaborations to this feature. Just add grass to caves. It's easy. One click. Also, cave flowers. Why not add flowers to cave? Also, cave obelisks. Why not make it so that there are obelisks you can find in caves, and they grant a small effect when you first find them? Or maybe even every single time you find them. We have beacons. Why not have naturally spawning underground beacons that you could base your underground stuff, on top of? There's a fun idea, right? It's a simple one, but it works. Speaking of simple ideas that work, strongholds could be made much larger, and then they could have a central location, like a true center, that could like to search the direction of the portal at the cost of an IF ender. Right now we have a real issue where sometimes the end portal isn't connected to the rest of the stronghold, so why not make the stronghold larger so it's fun to explore, but also you have a reason to get to the end of it and an easy way to get there if you're willing to waste an IF ender. There's a fun idea, right? Speaking of fun idea, crafting recipes that you can only find underground. Right now, every crafting recipe in Minecraft is available from the get-go, and I kind of like it that way, but if you want to mix things up, why not make it so sometimes when you're going underground, you can find rare crafting recipes for items we can't craft yet. So stuff like horse armor, you could find the long lost secrets of how all this horse armor was made, because someone made this horse armor, right? That's just a Minecraft fact. All of this horse armor was made by someone, somewhere, presumably the same people who made those underground mine shafts. Maybe they leave behind a blueprint on how they can craft it in the future. There we go. Super fun. Use the advancement system on Java, or make a brand new system for Bedrock and make it so you can actually improve your skills as you go through a world. Why not make it so you can make music discs that way, or saddles, or all sorts of new items? I would love to see crafting recipes for otherwise uncraftable items be obtained in very rare ways. I feel like that'd be a fair way to balance out stuff like, I don't know, like the shulker shells and stuff that are basically limited but unlimitedly. They're limited, but they're functionally unlimited in their limitedness. And I would like to see some way to craft those so they're truly infinite, maybe. That's just my thoughts. Also, I'd like to see labyrinths. Who doesn't love a good labyrinth? You see a good maze underground, you're gonna be like, yeah, I'll go through this. Also, the Nether should have a wither castle. I would love to see a structure in the Nether which is filled with wither skeletons and wither roses and stuff like that. And I would like to see this be maybe underground, or maybe make this a part of the foliage, so you have a reason to go around in the Nether, in my opinion. And just in case all these ideas aren't enough for you, in case you heard all of these, you're like, nope. Toycat, I'm a redstone person. Well, I'm not a particularly big redstone person. It's just not my favorite part of the game. I like making small contraptions, but the levels redstone goes to is not something I personally enjoy all the time. That's just my opinion here. So, but people who do want that, why not have a brand new ore which has a redstone purpose? What would that redstone purpose be? If I speculate on the spot, I'd be like, oh, I'd like it so it decreases the variable functioning of the clock tick. I'm just going to keep saying redstone words. Clock ticking, RNG, true random, item sorter, hopper, dropper, dispenser, comparator. Why don't we have something like that in the game? new ore with redstone purposes, boom, make it happen. So we could add new ores to the game, or we could add new cave designs instead. We've had about 5 different cave designs in Minecraft that have stayed the same forever, altered them a little bit, give them a much wider range so they can be more and more different from seed to seed, give us more cave designs because we really haven't seen any in the longest time. Minecraft needs new cave designs in the game, and I think honestly it doesn't really matter how they decide to do them. Make them big, make them small, make them a combination, make them medium-sized, whatever you have to do. But I would say, you know, use some of these new features as an opportunity to make more different caves, and maybe even make it so that recognizing different types of caves gives you a benefit. Like, oh yeah, it turns out that this ore spawns more in this type of cave, or, you know, ignore that altogether. So let's say you want to make ore spawning more, you know, skill-based than chance-based. That's something that I entirely respect. So why not make something called clustered ores, where you could, you know, make ore spawning based on other ores. So I would say cluster ores is a good idea. Make it so, for instance, diamonds will try to spawn away from other diamonds if possible. They'll try to spread out as much as they humanly can, whereas something like gold, you know, say like 14 bits of gold spawn a chunk, or, you know, 3 or 4 veins of gold spawn a chunk, they'll try to spawn fairly close together. So, you know, when you find 1 gold, you're likely to find more gold, whereas when you find diamonds, you know, there's no diamonds nearby. Using small things like that could give you an edge in the mining, could give you a skill-based part of it, and that would make all parts of the game better. That would make survival better, but that would also make, you know, all these sorts of, you know, PvP challenges and whatnot. So yeah, I would love to see clustered ores or declustered ores, whichever way, but give us a skill-based way to know where ores are, at least slightly better than pure randomness. And yeah, long story short, I think I think caves need an update. I think we need a cave update, and I'm not just saying we need a cave update because it's fun. I really think that there are so many things that should have been done to caves, so many things that could have been done to caves over the past few years, but instead we just ignored them entirely because there was always something on the surface that needs to be worked on. But I think after 8 years, it's not just that I would like to see a cave update. I think we need a cave update. That's why I bet $1,000 earlier this year. That's why I am, you know, staying true to the cause. That is why anytime someone says we don't need a cave update, I will fight them in the street. You want to come fight me? Then hit me up, because, you know, I'll do that if that's what it requires. Mojang, if you're watching this video, from anyone at Minecraft, if you need me to fight someone, I don't want to fight someone for the cave update. I would like it if we just had it, but if that's what it takes, I'll do it. I'll do whatever it takes, man. I just want to see some cave updates in Minecraft. So hopefully you all enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you realize now that it's not just, you know, caves that need to be updated. There's a lot of underground mining, stone, cave, pickaxe, structure, nether, and related things we need to fix, and then we need to add, and we need to change, and that would make the game so much more interesting. And if you did realize that, then make sure you like this video and let me know. Make sure you share it if you really liked it. Make sure you smash that bell. I mean, actually don't smash the bell, just like click it, because if you smash it, then it won't give you notifications. But if you hit the bell, then you'll be able to see more of these videos daily on your homepage. And you better believe every video until the cave update comes out, we'll be talking about the cave update. That's a lie, but let's pretend it's true anyway. Thank you very much for watching, because I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.